Now on CoastTV News.
Rental rules reversed. A petition cleared the signature threshold in Ocean City, but why there won't be a referendum vote. Rehoboth business fees. City leaders considering a 20% increase on business licenses, why some owners are not happy. And remembering Jesse Jackson, the legacy he leaves behind in the country and here on Delmarva.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
These homes in Ocean City can officially apply to get a rental license. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Christina D. Robertis. It's our top story tonight. The moratorium on new rental licenses in Ocean City has been lifted. A petition challenging that moratorium had 1,257 signatures submitted. The Board of Supervisors of Elections verified them tonight. 1,159 were verified, and they actually only needed 990, so the petition qualified for a referendum. But before a special election could happen, Ocean City Council voted unanimously to rescind the ordinance. That means the moratorium is now gone and there will be no referendum.
I really feel that we have done our due diligence and shown that the people have spoken.
And that was Tammy Johnson, one of the people leading the charge on that Ocean City petition. You may remember this same issue happened last year with a different proposed rental rules. Those rules would have required a minimum 5-night stay for short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods and mobile home communities starting in 2025. And that would have increased to a 31 minimum night stay by 2027. That petition ultimately led to a special election in July, and the rules were overturned by voters. Businesses in Rehoboth Beach could see a price hike on their licenses. City leaders considering raising the business license fee by 20%. They're also looking at what services come with a business license. Right now, business owners get a free parking pass, which costs the same as an average business license, leaving officials to weigh whether or not that should be included to make things more even. This conversation came up as city leaders look to balance the upcoming budget, but some business owners are pushing back on the idea. They say city leaders are unfairly tacking on extra costs to places that help bring in visitors.
It's not going to kill us in any way, except for the fact that why us all the time? Why the businesses? Why do the businesses have to carry the burden of, a budget situation in town? I think it should be shared across the board with all the all the people in town, especially, residents.
And this is just one of several ideas that Rehoboth Beach leaders are coming up with to balance the next budget. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer's proposed budget includes $48 million for housing. The Delaware State Housing Authority says that funding would expand affordable housing, also create new shelters, provide permanent supportive housing, and streamline services for homeless people. The budget is under review right now by lawmakers. Let's take a live look outside into Ocean City now and turn it over to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Paul, it's pretty foggy out there tonight.
Oh yeah, the dense fog is definitely our friend. He's kind of hovering like that needy little brother or sister that you can't quite, shake off. Well, now that's the good personification of the fog we're experiencing right now as we speak. And Ocean City is starting to get foggy there as well. 33 degrees, dew point temperature of 33. So that's 100% relative humidity. Yeah, it's like that around here. In fact, you take a look, we're going to stay in the 30s. Now, we are warmer in Georgetown than we were just 24 hours ago, about 3 degrees warmer. And we had a high of 42 degrees in Georgetown and Salisbury. But we have the dense fog for the marine, or basically for the beaches. And then for the inland areas, we have a dense fog advisory that's been issued as well. And dense fog advisory for the marine area right off of the coast for us for Ocean City and surrounding areas. And we're still dealing with the likelihood of a little bit of rain trying to sneak in here by Wednesday evening. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Paul, thank you. Well, tributes today have been pouring in for civil rights leader Jesse Jackson. Jackson died peacefully Tuesday morning in Chicago, according to his nonprofit. He was 84 years old. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer ordering all U.S. and Delaware flags to be flown at half-staff. We also spoke today with Joseph Lawson from the Southern Delaware Alliance for Racial Justice. He actually once worked with Jackson.
The thing that will get America through is the things, the ideas that Jesse Jackson left, ultimately. Hope for a better America, hope for change, and doing it together, the Rainbow Coalition. All of us Americans coming together and finding out what we have in common and working for the common good.
And Jesse Jackson also worked hand in hand with Martin Luther King Jr. and he ran for president twice in 1984 and 1988, that marking the first time an African American was a serious contender for a major party's nomination. There was also a time Jackson visited the University of Maryland Eastern Shore in Princess Anne back in 2015. He received the university's Presidential Medal Award and served as keynote speaker for Founders Day. Today we returned to UMES and spoke with the Associate Director of Admissions and Recruitment there about how the university is working to carry on his message.
Of course, working at a wonderful historically black college and university, we are always geared towards, diversity and keeping hope alive for everyone. So to be able to bring that into our life today and to also continue it for the future is definitely a message that I think he wanted to leave here for as a legacy forever and ever and ever.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore reacting this morning, saying in part, quote, "Of the many shoulders that we stand on, Jesse Jackson's were amongst the broadest. He led with love and reminded all of us of our voice and our power." Wicomico County will have to back out of its partnership with ICE. This morning, Maryland Governor Wes Moore signed legislation that bans formal agreements with ICE. The emergency bill Two bills, they prohibit the state and local agencies from entering into those 287G agreements and require any existing partnerships to be abandoned by July. Wicomico County Executive Julie Giordano says Wicomico will follow the law, but she says they will continue working with the feds, quote, "as best they can."
We'll go ahead and put our letter of withdrawal to follow the state law. But I will say that our relationship with ICE, we will still be working with them. Our law enforcement officers will still be working with them. I think sheriffs across the state have sort of declared the same thing, and we are no different here in Wicomico County.
Giordano says the county is looking into the legality of the legislation and whether it violates the Maryland or United States Constitution. A Cambridge ordinance that would require owners to register vacant commercial storefronts has been vetoed by the mayor. That's just days after it won approval from commissioners. The proposal would create a new registration in city code for empty commercial buildings. Owners could face fees, inspections, and possible fines if they failed to comply. City leaders say the goal was to track vacant properties and help move revitalization efforts forward, but some property owners say the rollout left them wanting some more information.
I feel like not enough time was, or maybe resources were put into getting the message out to people.
Damianos also said better outreach could have given owners more time to review the proposal and share feedback. Now commissioners must decide whether to revise the ordinance or attempt to override the mayor's veto. Commissioners are expected to hold another hearing before making a final decision. More on the Guthrie case now. It's day 17 of the search for Nancy Guthrie. She's the mother of Today Show anchor Savannah Guthrie. And tonight there's news regarding DNA testing on gloves found near Guthrie's home. Sherelle Hubbard has more on the results.
No match. That's what the Pima County Sheriff says about DNA on gloves found 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home in Arizona. The gloves look like those worn by a masked man seen in doorbell camera footage. But tests of that DNA yielded no matches in the national database known as CODIS and doesn't match DNA found at Guthrie's home either.
This is going to focus us right back on the clothing. It's going to put us right back on the backpack, the ski mask, and tracking down the gun and the holster we saw in those video images.
Sheriff Chris Nano said Monday Nancy Guthrie's family members, including her adult children and their spouses, are not suspects in her disappearance. But some criminal justice experts say that assertion could be premature.
I don't know how he can completely eliminate anybody as a suspect right now without even identifying the evidence or the DNA profile they have at hand.
According to a source familiar with the investigation, investigators still have no leading theory about a motive in the case. Now, a law enforcement source says DNA found on the gloves will undergo genetic genealogy testing next.
They now can use that to see, oh, did this person who committed this crime have a half-brother or a cousin or an aunt who's in this database?
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
We are just getting started. More news to come ahead, including Ring camera concerns, the Super Bowl ad that has people worried about surveillance. And coming up, Paul Williams is in our Coast TV First Alert Weather Center. He's got your full forecast right after this.
Well, the biggest feature that's going to catch everybody's eyes is the kind of dense fog that we have just active throughout the entire region. We're getting all kinds of new kinds of advisories being sent out to us as a result of this overabundance of moisture that's hovering over us. In Rehoboth Beach, you can see right now, courtesy of our camera and live view, it's just dense fog. You can hardly even make out the pole, or you can barely make out even the ocean right there. 35 degrees, dew point temperature of 34. So dew point temperature and air temperature real close to one another like that, we have fog, ladies and gentlemen. And we're looking for, that's what this symbol is, in case you were wondering. This is fog here. These are clouds, but that's fog. Somebody said I should explain that, so voila, there's my explanation. So we have a dense fog advisory in effect for Easton, Oxford, and those areas, and this also carries true for us in Sussex, Seaford, Georgetown, Bryan Store, Drawbridge, Bridgeville, Greenwood, Lowe's, Crossroads, Gumboro, but it also is holding true form for us for places like basically all of the beaches along Highway 1. And then to the south, we had a newly issued dense fog advisory for the marine or over the water for us right off the coast for Ocean City. And then inland, we had a new one, a special weather statement about fog inland for Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico, and Worcester counties as well. And that's going to stay active until 1 o'clock in the morning. So everybody's in on the same dense fog deal throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Overnight, we're going to have temperatures in the low 40s. Now, when we go into for the morning time, we're looking for the fog to block down visibility, significant for us in Fenwick Island as well as Ocean City. It'll be clear at 10 o'clock mid-morning for us in other locations, but we're going to look at a tremendous amount of moisture that's going to overtake the entire area. And looks like this may lean over into Thursday, because now the latest model run is indicating, hey, we may have to deal with more dense fog going into Thursday, which won't necessarily shock me. But temperatures are going to be riding well above the norm for this time of the year, 60 for Wednesday, and we have the winds pushing primarily out of the south. Now, we'll look for the outbreak of widespread scattered showers for Wednesday evening. And then as we go into Thursday afternoon, we'll see a shift in the winds coming off of the water. That'll add a little more extra layer of moisture in the atmosphere over our neck of the woods, giving us an opportunity for some scattered showers and precipitation. Speaking of precipitation, 81% chance on Friday, 77% chance on Sunday. And as you take a look at this Thursday, you can see how the rain pulls in for Friday in the morning time, decent clip, it pulls out of the way. Then we go into Monday, and the back side of this is going to create an opportunity for some snow for Monday, particularly on the Maryland side of things, not necessarily directly into Delaware, but we'll keep a close eye on it because we have this backdoor cold front that's going to push through, and that'll kick in our opportunity for scattered showers to kick in as well. Here's a look at your extended forecast, watching out for that chance of snow to hold off till we get to Monday when the cold air kicks back in.
Well, after a shocking stumble in the men's skating competition, NBC's Stephanie Gosk spoke with Ilya Melanin about handling the pressure and leaning on support from fellow Olympic athletes.
I would imagine in the last couple of days, you've been getting a lot of advice from people. Is there one thing that has helped you that you've heard from somebody?
It's really that medals don't define who you are. It's always just, what you do, how you do it, and the person you are that defines you in your own way.
Does that help you? Are you able to take that message and actually really act on it?
Yes, I definitely, felt it, and just the amount of support, the amount of love I've gotten, past few days I'm truly just blessed for all of that. It's something I honestly did not expect going into these games, It's whether I thought, maybe if I would have won, I'd have so much support, and if I didn't, everyone would just be like, oh, he didn't win, whatever. But just having all of that love, support, emotion, and, I just really took it at heart.
Now, with the Olympics airing here on Coast TV, we've been keeping track of the medal count for you. Let's take a look. Norway still in the lead, really dominating with 31 medals total. They've got 14 gold. Italy has 24, not too far behind, 9 gold. The U.S. has 21 total. We've got 6 gold, 10 silver. Let's go to our Coast TV poll now. We're asking, which winter sport should people on Delmarva try more? Let's see what you guys think. 26% say ice skating, 5% ski trips, love that. 12% say hockey, 57%, most people say curling. We can give that a try. If you haven't voted, please do. Go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app. And don't forget, the Winter Olympics are not done yet. They run until the 22nd, only here on Coast TV. And Jeopardy! While the Winter Olympics continue is on Fox 21, our sister station, until February 20th. It's the same show at the same time, 7:30 p.m., just on a different channel while the Winter Games continue. Coming up ahead on Coast TV News at 11, a diamond mystery solved. A lost family heirloom disappears only to turn up in a neighbor's shoe. The unbelievable story of how it came back.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg is set to face what could be his most critical audience yet. Zuckerberg will testify in LA Wednesday in a lawsuit brought by a 20-year-old and her mother. They claim Instagram and YouTube purposefully designed features on their own platforms to addict young people. She says she became addicted as a child, which harmed her mental health. Zuckerberg will have to appear in front of a jury in the case. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton accuses the Trump administration of an Epstein Files cover-up. She tells the BBC at the Munich Security Conference she thinks it's redacting the names of men. Clinton alleges the administration also is stonewalling members of Congress. Later this month, the Clintons have depositions before a House committee investigating Epstein. President Trump says he has nothing to hide. Well, it can take a while for persistence to pay off, but how about 22 years? One Ohio man says he played the same 6 numbers in the state lottery every week. He even had friends buy the tickets for him when he went out of town. Well, earlier this month, it all paid off. He hit a $3.5 million jackpot. As to why he never gave up, he says he's just stubborn. Now to privacy concerns around video surveillance and artificial intelligence. It's a topic getting a lot of attention following a Super Bowl ad for Amazon's Ring doorbell and its search party feature, which uses AI to help find lost dogs. As Michael Yoshida reports, some say it's a great way to track and locate lost pets. Others are sounding the alarm on unwanted surveillance.
It's a Super Bowl ad that had some throwing a flag.
I saw it live, and it was one of those, uh-oh moments.
Ring, the Amazon-owned video door company, promoting its search party feature.
One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs.
It should be heartwarming, but a lot of people are reading something very sinister into it.
Ring hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but the ad did spark conversations around unwanted surveillance, AI going through and analyzing videos, and how the technology could potentially be used.
There's absolutely...
Why is a Ring competitor even putting out this satire video, highlighting privacy worries and public distrust?
We could find literally anyone, but we only use this technology to find lost dogs.
A lot of this is people speculating about how the technology could be used in the future by a bad actor, rather than necessarily bad behavior that's happening right now.
Ring's founder says the company prioritizes customer privacy, and the application's use is limited.
Right now, the search party feature is literally just built for dogs. So it's built to look for dogs, to tell you if the dog is in front of your house, and then you have the decision to, contact the owner or not.
But experts say concerns over what comes next shouldn't be dismissed.
These technologies are getting so advanced and so sophisticated, we can't just ignore the implications and the risk.
These same things that are treated as privacy risks for some people are actually kind of a feature.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Coming up in sports, an instant classic at Wicomico High School to decide the Bayside Conference. Who comes out on top? You'll have to stay tuned to find out. Check this out in Del Mar. A car rolls over on Route 13. This was Sunday night. The driver was taken to the hospital. Del Mar firefighters reported she has minor injuries, but troopers say the driver was charged. In Virginia, the Commonwealth set to raise its minimum wage. Governor Abigail Spanberger says she plans to sign legislation to increase the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2028. The bill passed the Senate in a 20-19 vote. The measure sets a schedule to gradually increase the minimum wage, starting at the current $12.77 an hour this year to $13.75 in 2027, and then that $15 in 2028. This next story is really a gem, the ultimate diamond in the rough tale with a very happy ending. Reporter Tim Furlong has more on the missing Pennsylvania diamond and its long trip to ultimately get it right back home to the woman who loves it and lost it.
I still don't believe it. I know it's in my purse now, but I don't believe it.
A couple months back, when Cindy realized she'd lost the diamond from her ring passed down through her late husband's family, she sadly figured it was gone forever. Turns out it just went to Florida with her neighbor Coleman, riding quietly in the sole of one of his Land's End water shoes.
Went down there, wore them on the beach to the pool. And so when I saw it finally on the bottom of my shoe, I assumed that I must have picked it up in Florida, probably at the pool.
Coleman first thought it was glass or a little fake bedazzled gem, but a jeweler in Fort Lauderdale told him otherwise.
He said, yes, it's a diamond from the 50s or 60s, an older cut, has nice coloring. They said, this is a good piece of jewelry. That night I posted a picture of it in my shoe, put it back in my shoe where it was on Facebook, and because I thought it was just an interesting, amusing story to have a diamond on the sole of your shoe. Thank you, Paul Simon.
Minutes later, a friend back in the Kendall Crosslands community in Chester County, Pennsylvania, where Coleman lives, said she thought she knew who the diamond belonged to. And on Valentine's Day, Cindy, Coleman's neighbor, confirmed it.
A diamond in a swimming pool to be found at all is impossible.
Yep, that's how it must have happened. Cindy now believes at one of her pool exercise classes, the diamond fell out of the ring. Coleman plays water volleyball in the same exact pool and must have landed down on the diamond just perfectly to lodge it in the shoe.
Too many things had to happen just right for me to even know where it was or how it was saved in that shoe. On his post, the story that he's written about it says that the diamond knew where it needed to be, that the diamond was the one that was orchestrating all of this.
Cindy and Coleman were already neighbors and friends, but he is just so pleased that he was able to reunite her with this very special piece of her family's history.
To be able to just add a little bit more happiness there, that's pretty swell.
In Kennett Square, Tim Furlong, WRDE Coast TV News.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, Delmarva. We had a crazy game to decide the Bayside South tonight. 32 minutes wasn't enough. Let's get right to the highlights. Parkside taking on Y-High. Parkside was trailing for most of this game, but Javon Comegys in the closing seconds rather, sends it to OT. And in that OT period, Tayshawn Swan with the right hand at the rim to give the Tribe a 2-point lead. Makai Jeffries, though, on the other end, wide open in the corner. He cans it. Parkside goes up by 1. But then Swan again getting to the cup. He was so big for the Tribe tonight when they needed him most. Javon Comegys, he was big, this time finding his teammate Zymir Moss in the paint, and Parkside back up by 1. And then this time Comegys, he's going to keep it himself. Over 2 minutes to go, and the Rams have a 2-point lead, but then Moss, a little miscommunication on the inbound. DeMar Brunson, the steal, the finish, the foul. He would make the free throw. 2-point lead for the Tribe, 1-point lead for the Rams, thanks to Zymir Moss, the captain from the corner. But then this shot right here would be the shot of the game. Swan giving the Tribe a 2-point advantage. Vic Collins to make some free throws, and White would go on to win 65-63, clinching the Bayside South Division. Moving over to the First State, you want to find out which players made the Blue Gold basketball teams? Well, you can be the first to find out tomorrow at 2:30 on the Delmarva Sports Network. We'll reveal every selection and spotlight the stars representing their schools in this year's game. Watch it live on DSN, or you can stream it on our app with DSN Plus. The Blue Gold Selection Show happening only on the Delmarva Sports Network. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Right now in Dover, we're holding at 32 degrees, dew point temperature of 32. So yes, the fog is indeed thick there. Dense fog advisory off the coast as well as throughout all inland areas. Brace for that being a real problem and a challenge totally. Umbrella winner, Wanda Tyler of Berlin. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis, property restoration experts. Keep up with the forecast by calling our weather line. Number call is 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Going to get a chance to warm to 60 degrees on Ash Wednesday with a whole lot of cloud cover and probably some additional dense fog. Don't be surprised if we carry that dense fog concern into Thursday and maybe even Friday when the real rain shows up.
Alrighty, thanks again, Paul, and thanks for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. You can find more news and weather on our Coast TV News app, and The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We're back tomorrow for Coast TV News Today at 5 a.m. Have a great night.